Welcome back to Co-op Comrades. I'm Sulfurno,
Turn on the Quake.
and this is Racing the Yogscast to Jaffa Factory with magic. And this particular task for the day is going to be chocolate. And I'm going to need the power of the waterfall here to get it set up and going. But upon getting 5 buckets, the amount of 5 buckets of chocolate produced, this shall be the Jaffa. No, the
Chocolate Falls.
yes, the chocolate falls of cocoa. Cocoa falls of power. Let's go with that.
Mm,
Do you have any other names for chocolate that you know of? Didn't think so.
Chocolate.
Before,
Chocolate.
yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. For the time being, though, before I get quite started on that, the Quake had something to show off. I also am likely with everyone here in having very little idea of. Oh, I love this. Mage Bloom
Here we
Seed.
go. Yep.
I've. Oh. It is. It is very reminiscent of Thaumcraft. But Thaumcraft was bigger and like 10 times as extravagant. And now I am just hurting like. It's a physical pain of like homesickness with Thaumcraft. You said they're working on a new thing, right?
There's a new person making like.
Do you not have
Pretty
enough
sure.
juice?
No, it's not that I don't have enough juice. I couldn't find the recipe. It said.
Also, you are filling up the final source jar, so you might want to make more source jars, or you're probably going to be running into the same problem as I was with Botania. Also, I should absolutely watch the video where you got all this set up because I understand none of this.
Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay.
I wonder what happens if I stand on top of this when it tries to craft. Odds are death, but, you know. The warp stone?
What's the
It
no
uses the warp stone?
recipe? It should be. Oh, is that the warp stone?
Yes. Did you think it was a source gem?
Yes.
Well, that'll do it. Everything is very purple here, so I can understand the confusion. Ooh. Dominion Wand.
Yeah.
What do we do?
It allows me to basically right click on a source jar and have the source go to like a relay.
Oh. For using things like the imbuement chamber, right?
Position set.
That
Here we
looks a little
go.
far, but it might just be POV. All good? What do you need the imbuement chamber for?
Oh, yeah. So like, so you know how we were having issues with like trying to figure out how we're going to do source gems?
Yeah. Oh, you're kidding. Because I made the seeds, we can just oh, that is snazzy. It's not we have so much amethyst essence that we don't need anymore. Oh, that's gonna be very nice. But I got disconnected. Give me a sec. And I am wonderfully back after a therapeutic kicking via the quake.
Right. So we got the source jar next to the imbuement chamber. Having that next to it powers the imbuement chamber, which makes the converting stuff faster.
Oh. I would very
And
much
yeah,
like to have those red sparkles just floating around all over the place within my room.
but
Is there any way to just daisy chain them around somewhere?
I mean, you could technically do that.
That would be very
Like I
nice.
said,
Probably also
like I
very
said,
laggy.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, but anyway, the this agronomic source link takes source from these saplings. And they have to be saplings. It can't be a full grown anything. They need
Yes,
to
I'm
be
wondering why
growing.
you have red and green and not red and blue.
I didn't have blue.
Why didn't you have blue? Didn't I get a little bit
I
of
didn't
like
have enough
all the...
blue. I didn't have enough blue.
Ah. Pretty sure we had...
But anyway, they need to be in the growing state to make source, and that is what anyway. It takes the source from the saplings, and then puts it into the source jars. Now,
Cool.
if you look at the jar over here, just a few imbuments has already taken about 28% of the source from the jar. So we're going
What?
to
I
be
have a
going.
question. Why
What up?
use the word about when you literally gave the exact measurement?
What?
You said about 28%. The exact number was exactly 28%.
Anyway,
Yes, it is right about the exact amount. I agree.
anyway,
Is there a way to automate this?
I mean, I could use constructs to automate it, but I mean,
I think that don't we have Ars Creo or something?
yes.
I think we should probably use that. But we have chocolate to do. This is very nice. I very much like all the sparkles. Very magic.
And as you can see, the enchanting apparatus is working wonders.
Nice.
Ah.
So things that I need. I have all the stuff that I need for the construction of this. And I am just trying to get it figured out in my head a little bit. Luckily, because I made a prototype at one point, I know roughly what I need to have. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna need to set up the... I forgot to make a mixer. Would you be able to try and make a mixer for me? Where am I going to need the rotational power sent? Okay, so I'm going to need it down below and spinning. Yeah, okay. I can probably get those at the same level. Maybe not. I'll figure it out as I go. The first kind of spin that I need is going to be on the mixer, which I don't have currently. So allow me to alleviate that. Okay, so one of the things I set up, which I probably should have had set up elsewhere, but was too lazy and used a block for, is just this, so that I can choose which directional power I want at any given time. Which... I'll worry about other issues later. First things first. The mixer, because I'm gonna need to have everything else set up in different ways. And this, in case I do need to bring fuel, can go in a different place, and I can have this lined up there, which means patink, patonk, chunk, tink. And I should probably have the metal stuff out as the block. I only have one with me? Wow, that is surprising. Yeah, it's looking... Yep, I'm gonna have to bring fuel in. That's gonna be a bit... So, for fuel, I was thinking I can bring the Jaffa logs out. I just need a pedestal to fill... Well... Yeah, I'll need a pedestal to filter them out unless I want to have to move that, and I don't. So a pedestal with the filter of the Jaffa log out, and popping it into a pedestal with a chute beneath it, running it all the way down here to schlunk it into the sky. Kinda sucks he isn't just... Can you... Can I mean, it would be very nice to be able to just use the, wood, but can I also... I can't. How would one... Straw, right, I can make a straw, I think. And then I'll be able to use a fluid pipe. And then I just need to set up another lava thingamajig, so. But I'm probably still gonna use the wood. So, before that, now that I know where this is, and that it was a good idea to have that set up so that it has the ability to pull things all the way over there from there. That is spinning in the wrong direction for me to do that. Since nothing else has a specific directional thing I need to do, I can just flip that and then it'll go the direction I want to. Lava works really well, it seems, though. Right, so the next things I was going to need to get set up are the conveyor belts for that, which I'm going to need the funnels for. And that is the milk, which I'll have to pipe over, which is fine, which... Do I want the milk? Yeah, I'll plug the milk in here and plug the chocolate out here, which I already have a thing for, I believe. So that it only makes, hopefully it will only make chocolate with the filter. If not, I'll worry about that when I come to it. But yeah, the funnels, get them. Got both of those, then I just need the things here. Need to check this widget over here real quick.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't need to move the jars anymore.
Hmm?
I don't need to move the jars anymore.
Cool. Yeah, okay, so. Just checking the botany pot production. Yep, it only makes sugarcane, so I do not need any kind of filtering for the sugarcane. With botany pots, it also only makes cocoa beans, so I do not need any filtering for the cocoa beans. Which means both the sugar and the cocoa beans can go into here without any fancy filter setups.
By using a source relay, I can just, and using the Dominion rod, I can link a source jar to the relay and just have the relay feed the imbuement chamber with source from the jar.
Ooh. What does that do for you?
Makes it to where instead of moving the jars, I just have to do a couple clicks to link the source. So if I were to do multiple relays, I could link multiple jars around the imbuement chamber so things can get crafted really fast. And that has more sparkly magic moving around the room too. So
Gotta love sparkly magic. That is a horribly inefficient use of the shafts, but I am using the shafts inefficiently anyways. So, thinking...
And I don't even have to right click on the relay a second time. I can just change the jar it's on. So it's a single click thing. So nice.
Nice. I think I'm gonna set it up over here to have a bit of a length that it can run. Guess I don't really need this then. So, flip the black U. Flip the black U. Yatta. And one of these is going to be for sugar, and the other one's going to be for cocoa beans. Cocoa beans sugar has to go through the mill, I believe, so I'm going to do cocoa beans first. Let's get I need a shaft. Why are you up there? I think I can just...
Cool.
Yeah, I think...
By the way, I went through 2 jars of sources, converting amethyst into source gems.
Nice.
So yeah, we're going to be using a shit ton of source. Multiple jars are nice.
Yeah, okay, good. I can have the shafts directly onto the conveyor belts. Perfectly fine. So, next up, I need the chest so that I can slap multiple pots onto it. One of you, and you over. Brain, there we go. And you. And we stick the wood in the place instead of the... instead of dirt. Next thing I need to get set up is the grindstone, which will come off of the... you have that. The millstone. That, a hopper, that, and then the botany pots again. But this time, putting sand in instead of the dirt. So if I'm right... let's see. Gonna need to well, should be able to just hit you on this and then find the yes. 10% chance of additional sugar. Okay, so yeah, it does just only turn your it's fine. I'm not gonna have to deal with seed problems or any dyes. So I got the chocolate and the sugar basically set up. I gotta power the millstone, which wants to also have spin, which I do not have at the correct level, which is annoying. Yeah. I can do this in a semi-fancy way. Come on, game. Let me use the thank you. Yeah, for some reason, the game is making me lag with my, Ars Nouveau spell.
Gotta grab a book. Book. I need a book. I have a book.
There's that. Spinning. And now I just need to have the thing. Have another gear set up, I guess, here? Question mark? And then should allow me to plonk another one here. And do I have any more of the... No, I don't. So I need to do that to get... And if I did this right... I did not. There. Nice. Now I just need the pipes, which I have a bunch of. There's also the pumps, however. Where do I want the pumps powered? Well, I can put the pumps at any point in the chain to make it easier on myself. For now, we just... That is not a convenient location for that. We're gonna go above the headroom. Is this seriously just a straight dag? It is a straight diagonal from the point that I extended it out of. That is funky. That does make things a little bit annoying for trying to fit a pump in, so I'm gonna have to rejig this a little bit. Gonna have to rejig that a little bit more. Okay. And pump-a-da-bump-a-da-bump. How can one do this and make it as simple as possible? If I can have it pointed down from there, that would be the best option. So... Gonna have to do a bit of climbing. I am not a fairy. That was not a sound that I was making. Fine. I'll bloof up. You need to be going the other way, friend. Thank you. Now, where are my pipes? There. There we go. Now, because I set that there, I am not going to plug this in yet, like a fool. that would put a lot of milk in places that I don't want to milk yet. Actually, no, I do want milk. Is it working? I'm wondering why it's not, if it isn't. Do corner pipes? No. Huh. Wouldn't happen to be that. Do I have to pull it out of the bottom? No. Pumps being weird. Allow me to remedy this. And I have gotten the milk to work by using multiple pumps. Whether that's the correct answer or not, I don't know. Nor do I really care. It works, therefore it works. It will look funky as it will. So the next thing I need is to put the cocoa beans where the cocoa beans go. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, wow. And the sugar cane where the sugar bean go. And that should make some chocolate. Which I am hoping the filter I made, like, let's just I'm pondering, game. It doesn't want me to ponder. Dang. Ponder you? No. Okay. Ooh, it's got the cocoa beans in it. Should have some. Yep. There goes that. It's turned into sugar. Right. Yeah, I need to put a little bit of fuel into the thing. Cool. So it does allow the chocolate to be made via the bucket thing, which means can I make the smart fluid pipe run on the same method? If I can, then we're just about finished. Next up is a pump. Or, well, I can be cheap again, I suppose. stage. And now for these. Well, let's move it a little bit over, I guess. There we go. Really? That was unnecessary. Oops. There we go. That is 6, not 9. I am a fool. Book. Why did I get rid of my book? There we go. Yay. Now, if I'm right about this, I should be able to just... That is going the wrong direction. That was close. And we've got chocolate! But for the moment, shush. I would like to create enough chocolate to create 5 buckets of chocolate and slowly replace the water with chocolate. So yeah, allow me to get that sorted out. Oops. In just a jiffy. Right, yes, to make chocolate I actually have to worry about the supplying the blaze burner with the wood. So allow me to also do that real quick. Okay, so after a long and arduous trail of belts, conveyor belts, this should start putting Jaffa logs from the chest over to this, into that, and sending them on down the line. Which should be... I need to have this... No. Okay, so that's not working how I was hoping it would, so I gotta finagle a whole bunch of things again real quick. Potentially, never mind. It is the issue of there being those things in there. And it's actually working. I just had to get the planks out because I have a filter there. Okay, so with that being fueled by the logs, which are coming from way down at the other end of the thing, successfully, might I add, I should be making chocolate, which I am. Meaning, well, I can't make an infinite water source of chocolate, but with this much, and there is a backlog of that, so that's fine. I can now... spell, work. I can now switch the water over to chocolate. So allow me to do that. I just got a World of Imagination achievement for the second bucket, for whatever reason. And just to prove it to y'all that I'm doing it the annoying vanilla, not vanilla, tedious way of actually producing the chocolate, of which is going into the chocolate waterfall. Yeah. Yes. I am doing it that way. 1 bucket at a time. So, not making you watch that. Okay, now, this should be the final water. So, the chocolate flows! Quake, come check out the chocolate falls. Yeah, everything's gonna try and die for a little bit. You're gonna have to put that back. There you are. You. Eh. Ow. Yes! Okay. Successfully have the chocolate falls, and I forgot to light it up. How dare I?
I had to set up pedestals around the abutment chamber.
You did?
Yeah. That's how we make elemental essence.
Now that the chocolate falls are in place, I can plug in the thing to pump the chocolate out of the production thing, and it will start filling the tank. And we have quite a bit of a backlog. Now, the main thing that's going to be slowing us down on the chocolate production is going to be milk. But, I should be able to increase the amount of seeds produced, and if I get the amount of seeds produced to be a lot more, to the point where, the spawner has a backlog, I can make upgrades for the spawner to make it spawn faster and burn through the seeds faster. Which will, of course, make a lot more skeletons, which will make a lot more milk.
Chocolate falls look so yeah.
It does. Oh, right. Oh yeah, our achievements are shared. Like, for the Jaffa thing, isn't it?
Pretty sure it is.
Oh, the, achievements are broken.
Game.
Yeah. The quest book is broken. We got the achievement, or I got the achievement for a bucket of chocolate, but... do you have an empty bucket?
No.
Here. Here's an empty bucket. There's some chocolate in the basin. Have a bucket of chocolate. Gotta find a corner spot to grab from. Or you can stand here on the block. There you go. Now, hopefully that eventually gives you the achievement. I guess you can't eat molten chocolate. Yeah, speaking of which, now that I have that set up and I know all the things, I could, hear me out, replace a whole chunk of, like, not an actual Minecraft chunk, but a whole lot of the floor with a type of glass, and just straight up have a, chocolate river going through. Please do not erase lights with chocolate. But sorry if that went over time more than was hoping. Hopefully the production of logs is enough with which we don't run out of logs. If it happens, though, I can just make a lava production thing again and fuel this thing with lava, which will be very, very sad because I'll have to get rid of this. But that should cut down a lot on the waste. Oh yeah, right, the thing that you made over there. That's not it. Oh. Pretty. Source relay. Imbuement chamber. So what does dirt, iron and seed make?
Show you.
Can I click it? Oh, you already clicked it. Earth essence. Cool.
Yeah.
Well.
So, I will
is
give you a
time.
source stone to hold on to for when we do
Yay.
fire essence. I'll let you be the
Yay.
first one to do that.
I do not have the inventory for this, however. But that is all we have for today. Sorry for the delay in videos and whatnot, but yeah. Cue the outro, quick.
If you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, and remember to comment. We love comments. We love replying to you guys. You guys' comments are always awesome. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, W Energy and Swift Energy, for sponsoring our channel. Use promo code COOPComrades to get 10% off with W Energy and 25% off with Swift Energy. And we'll see you all in the next video!
Bye!